Commerce. I'm Christian Morden, and I am an ambassador with the Puyallup Chamber of Commerce. Today, for the member moment, today we have Jean Jackson with Retirement Nationwide, and she is joining us. And so I'm learning a bit about you and your company, naturally through a lot of what we've been doing recently through Zoom, Jean. But why don't you go ahead and tell us more about your company and who you are, and we'll go from there.
Okay, well, I'm with Retirement Nationwide, right here in Puyallup. The company is based in Spokane, but I'm from here. My husband and I met in high school at Stadium. We've been married for 39 years, and we have 9 kids. Our oldest son is 38, and our youngest just graduated. He's 19. And we have a daughter getting married. The only girl is 22 and getting married in August. So we have been used to a very busy life. But we settled here in Puyallup after being on the mission field in Japan for most of 16 years. So for many years, we lived overseas in a church. We were church planters there. My husband is ordained. He's been working at Tacoma Baptist School for the 14 years since we decided to stay here in the States. And we've really enjoyed being here in Puyallup. I've done a variety of things. I was the dance director at Melcorum, and then at the Lakewood YMCA that has an even bigger program. I was with the Y for about 5 years. So some people out there may think I look a little familiar, and maybe that's why. And then I was the international student director at Tacoma Baptist School for 5 years. During that time, I had started to do some WASA conferences. The president of Retirement Nationwide happens to be my cousin, and he has had that business for more than 36 years, and recently has really just been focusing on that and a real desire to help people with public pensions. We work with people who have PERS, STRS, TERS, WASTARS, all kinds of different public pensions. They usually know, and they should, what pension they have, whether they are in 2 or 3 generally now, but often they don't know what option they're picking for their survivor benefit if they're married. And that's where we really have something to teach them and try to help them. Also, LEF, which is law enforcement firefighters. Currently, we have an initiative started that we have 9 workshops, Zoom, in the next 3 months. So 3 in July, 3 in August, 3 in September. We're reaching out to, sheriffs, chiefs, chief of police, those people, and saying, we encourage you to get your people to watch this, because there's it's not a problem, but maybe a little bit of a glitch that they might be better served with a private plan than to just check option 2 that goes, has their pension benefit go to their survivor upon their death. So it's a niche area that we really work in, and I got, so to speak, even while I was working somewhere else, kind of roped into doing that because he needed more follow-up from like the WASA conferences for Washington administrators for public schools. So a big conference every year and following up on those things. Since the position that I had at Tacoma Baptist, less international students are here right now, or at least in the program that we had. And I knew they couldn't really afford to keep me. And with big changes on the horizon for my family, we're selling our house and hoping to buy some land and build a lodge for our gigantic family. Who knew 9 children would, in one generation, already become 30 people. We have 12 grandchildren, and 6 and 7 of our kids are married. So I'm used to a busy life, and those kids no longer need my help. So I really want to serve our community in this way with reaching out to retiring public employees. And actually, the sooner I can meet them, the better I can serve them. Confucius say, when is the best time to plant a tree? Do you know the answer to that one? 20 years ago.
Okay.
And so the
Okay.
second best time is today. And so another group of people that I like to try and help is young families or businesses, people that are kind of starting and trying to figure out what their plan looks like. The sooner I can help them, we began with the end in mind, and we're focused on long-term planning and the correlation of people's assets, trying to protect them from taxes and things like that. So that's really the focus of our work. And I love working with young families. Of course, you can tell. I really like young people. I had a lot of kids, and I worked in fields where I was working with kids. So that's fun. And this whole part with, business owners, the chamber has just been wonderful. I have really enjoyed doing that and kind of jumped in with both feet and became an ambassador very early on, right as COVID hit. So not many of you have actually met me in person, but I'm actively involved and plan to continue to be. That's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out, because I've certainly seen on everything from the wake ups to a number of different, we've had to pivot like so many people in business. We've pivoted to what they would say a virtual form of our events and activities here at the chamber. And so I've seen you on plenty of those. And like yourself, I'm one of the more recent newer people that are involved with the chamber. So I just assumed that you may have been here a part of the chamber for quite a while. But if I understand you correctly, it was just prior to.
Yeah, I think I joined in January.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Well, good time to join right at the beginning of the year. Okay. Well, I think you've given when we do these, I always see it as like a blank canvas, and I get a better understanding and a picture and an idea. Where can people find you? What is your website address?
www.retirementnationwide.com. And my personal email, I would be glad for them to reach out to me, is just Jean, Jean, at retirementnationwide.com. Okay, those are the two. A long handle on that. And we are not affiliated with Nationwide. I have gotten that so many times, especially reaching out to firemen, that somehow somebody who is with Nationwide has worked with some of them on the more, what we call offensive side of things, of building your assets and all of that. And they think that we're the same. Like we're just the retirement side of retirement, like the retirement side of Nationwide, but we're not. It's a separate, independent firm. And we have people who actually do all of those things too. I really focus my attention on the protection side and the succession side having to do with business and such.
Okay. Well, I think this has been a good introductory overview, and I thoroughly enjoy doing these. It allows me, like yourself, to get to learn more about the business you're with and the company and the services you provide there at Retirement Nationwide. You may have given us everything or shared with us to the extent you'd like to, but is there anything else that comes to mind you want to let us know?
Well, I did mention that we are in the process of putting our house on the market and moving, but we intend to live not very far away. We're just planning to build a lodge for our many children and grandchildren to be able to gather on holidays and
Great.
things like that. So
Oh, for
we're
sure.
looking right in the area, so I'm still going to be around. I plan to stay with this as long as I stay healthy and able, and that seems, I have a daughter who's a personal trainer who works hard at that part of it to
Oh,
keep me
really?
on task.
Okay. Okay. Well, we appreciate you. From what I've seen in your involvement, I just want to say, Gene, we appreciate your level of involvement to the extent that we've been able to do it. We've had to all pivot within the last 2 to 3 months, and you've
That's
certainly
all of us. Yep, we're doing everything by
participated.
Zoom too.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you've certainly been involved and participated, and so we're grateful for that. I'm glad that we had this opportunity to highlight you and your company, and look forward to the relationships and contacts that begin from just what's happened the last few months to people learning about you and retirement nationwide through this member moment.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you
good,
for the opportunity.
yeah, and exciting things are ahead for you. With, as you shared with me, with your daughter getting married coming up here in a few months, and a new, selling of your house, and now the excitement of the lodge that you're building. So great things are ahead, but we're glad to have you. Appreciate you taking the time to join us today, and have a wonderful rest of your Friday afternoon.
Thank you so much. Again, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.